Be like, hey, Anne.
Hey, how are you doing, Dan?
I'm doing awful, alright? I'm in the dumps, and I just need a good distraction. And I heard anime is a good thing to kind of just sink yourself into and mellow out and just get sucked into some good storytelling. But I also heard there's a lot of weird stuff.
This is unrealistic. No one wants to start anime.
Patrick, shut up!
We're doing a bit.
Sorry.
Play along with the bit.
Okay. Yeah.
Thanks, Patrick.
How to get Dan out of depression.
Yeah, so how do I start?
Well, slow down there, partner.
Oh, boy.
If you go right into anime, you're gonna scare yourself.
I'm already scared.
My job as someone who already watches anime, and I want to create more people who watch anime, I need to trick you into liking it. So I have a special recipe on how to get people hooked into anime.
Perfect.
You start first with something that is mainstream and funny, such as One Punch Man. This way, the person who's watching it can be like, oh yeah, I don't like anime, but I watch One Punch Man because it's funny and like everyone else watches it. And that's good and all. So then you put them into something a little heavier, a little bit also mainstream and everything, but not as funny, but something that's just as good and thrilling, such as like Death Note. And they're like, oh, okay, yeah, I still don't like anime, but Death Note's pretty good. And then you fucking hit them with shit. You go into something like Future Diaries or Steins Gate's actually pretty good. There are some like anime,
I still haven't seen it.
Really?
On my list.
It's one of those ones.
When I met you, I mentioned Steins Gate. You're like, oh yeah, I love that.
Did I?
Yeah, but you might have been really drunk or something.
Billy's a fucking liar.
Yeah, true. Anywho.
Anyhow.
What's weird about those shows?
Weird about them?
Yeah, why are they...
Well, I mean, they got
They're just heavily anime.
Yeah, they got the anime tropes that tend to scare
like
people.
It's not so much just like here's a
they're good
fun
shows.
fighty show.
Yeah.
Like, they're definitely anime.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
They're good stories. They're good shows. They just have some anime cliches in them that can be a little embarrassing, but not like... That doesn't take away from the stories or the shows.
That's a line they keep repeating in the show.
Anyhow, that's how, and then they're kind of free to roam after that, because they're after that they're gonna, after those three kind of like whatever you put in those like topics or whatever they're called, they're going to start looking themselves.
So
they're already hooked. So give me each stage for me personally. What should I start out with, and then
you should just start out with One Punch Man.
Okay.
Yeah, that's funny. I think you'll like it.
Have you not seen that one yet?
You'll have a giggle.
You started me a couple episodes at my first ASIN a few years ago.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Do you have Netflix?
I do.
Then One Punch Man is on Netflix. It's
Perfect.
probably the easiest one to access. That's how I like to start people off with.
Yep. It's also in English, if that's your fancy.
All right, so after One Punch Man, I finished that. I dig it. I'm ready for more. What are you suggesting after that?
It's called Monster Musume.
I feel like you're fucking with me.
I am.
Definitely fucking with me.
Well, I probably would just stick to what I actually already suggested. So like Death Note, and then I wouldn't do not Future Diaries for you. I don't think you would.
No.
Yeah, Future Diaries is too much.
I would go into Steins Gate
like
actually for
Steins
you.
Gate?
It's a little bit more serious. Maybe
Right.
Cowboy Bebop actually is another good second one.
That's a
classic. That could even be used as a first because that one's so good.
Yeah. I heard that
was
one's very
freaking
good.
out for Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah, you pushed that one because there's so much like jazz involved.
Yeah, I mean,
It's like
the
soundtrack
music
is very jazzy.
The music is amazing. Same thing for One Punch Man. Like sometimes I just go back and listen to One Punch Man soundtrack. What's his face? The guy with really deep voice. I think he voiced Wolverine. He voices the main character in Cowboy Bebop.
Cool.
I forgot what his
Another
name is.
Spike?
Yeah, he voices Spike. Yeah.
In the same vein as Cowboy Bebop, Samurai Champloo is a very good one that kind of came out around the same time, and so typically when I think of Cowboy Bebop, I think of similar shows that came out.
I think
around
it came
the same
out
time.
later, but was
Like not too far later though.
was
like,
worked on by some similar people.
Like what I
Maybe?
think they both showed up on Adult Swim around the same time.
Yeah.
more so.
I don't know. I don't know anything.
if you want something,
I wasn't allowed to watch TV as a kid.
Following like this
raised by wolves.
this recipe, I think a good stage 2. If you don't want something heavy for your stage 2, something that's like really ridiculous and kind of like intense, but not like too intense, is Gurren Lagann. So like it starts off like very small.
Is that the pronunciation?
Yeah.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I've always called it Gurren Lagann.
oops.
That's just the
Doesn't
way I
matter.
do it.
Us whites
according-
always stealing words.
According to the heritage that people assume me to be.
Wait, how much Japanese are you? Cut that part out.
Gurren Lagann starts off like in like a really underground. It starts off kind of dark, but eventually it scales like and it escalates to such an insane degree that by the end, like people are literally hurling galaxies at each other.
What?
Yeah, it's amazing, and it has.
Oh my gosh, that's so awesome.
Yeah, so like
I want
it's
to hurl galaxies.
It's
Dude.
How old is the main character in that show?
like, isn't he like 8 or 9 or 12 or something?
Yeah, there's a.
You talking about the kid?
No, there's a girl in that show who everyone's
like
she
14.
is so hot. Oh my god, look at the boobs. And she's like 13 years old. That's all I know about that show.
The
Like-
chick in the red bikini or whatever?
Oh yeah, like on the
yeah.
main cover, people
Yeah.
are always like, "Woohoo!" And
You're
then,
losing him. They're getting scared.
They're getting scared.
This is
side
just
of
something-
anime we'll cover later.
That's what I always make fun of Game of Thrones people when they start saying like, "Oh, Daenerys is so hot." I'm like, "Isn't she like 12 in the books?"
Well, fuck you, Dan.
Sorry.
You know who thought she was hot? Her brother.
Oh, God. Dude, that show. When are they gonna turn that into an anime?
Ooh.
Dan, I have the ultimate level for you for when you've peaked
Yeah,
in
when I
anime.
peaked. Okay.
And here it is. Your Lie in April. It
Oh,
is-
God.
It is the show that'll make you kill yourself.
Wait, is that the one about calligraphy?
No.
That's another
That's
good
Barakamon. That's a really good one. I love that one. That's probably my favorite. But Your Lie in April is about music, which is why I think you would appreciate it. It's about a guy who's really good at piano, but then his mother is like crazy, like oppressive about it. She's like, you have to practice every day, all the time. And so he develops this condition where he can't even hear his own music. So he'll be playing and it feels like he's underwater to him.
Oh my gosh, that sounds like hell.
Yeah. It's hell watching it because...
By the way,
it
Dan
gets-
does music. That's probably
Yeah,
why this
well,
is relevant.
Yeah.
Surprise.
But it gets real fucked up.
So Anne, how many people have you weebified with this little recipe?
With your
of yours?
method.
One.